Welcome back to Top Guest Studios with Joe. We had a great first show with the amazing Natalie. Today we have a local legend, CFM DJ, State of Origin and Australian rep for NRL, my hero, inspiration and friend. Give it up for Mr. Benny Haddett!
Hey Joey, mate, outstanding intro, mate. It's great to be here with you. I'm stoked that I'm now your second guest on your show. Bit upset I wasn't your first, but it's good to catch up. It's been a long time, mate.
I know, it has been too, Benny. How have you been, mate?
Been very well. Very busy at the moment. We're just about to go on the Easter break. Our radio show's going very well. My kids are doing awesome. My girls just bought another horse. My son's riding motorbikes. So with my wife, my 7 kids, life's busy, but very enjoyable.
All good, mate. All right, let's get it. Ben, you are like a big brother to me, mate.
Mate, you're like my little brother. It's fantastic. And the great thing is, how many years ago did we meet?
Oh, probably a couple of years ago when I was just a little tucker.
That's it. And through your dad and your mum and getting to know your family very well. And your dad works on my horses. We do triathlons together. It just seems like every time we do something, we're always there together, which is fantastic. And I learn a lot from you, and I think you learn a little bit from me as well.
Ben, you always challenge me, and I mean, you always challenge me to do things I have found real difficult. So, which is a great thing, but when you have autism, you don't really feel included in most things.
Mate, I can understand what you're saying there. I've got 3 kids on the autism spectrum at the moment, and they struggle with things, especially in crowds, in public, and when they have certain situations where they feel uncomfortable or maybe even have a meltdown, they feel like they just want to curl up in the ball and die at some stage. They just don't want to be there, and they feel that people are looking at them and judging them and thinking that they're rude or or they don't like them. But in fact it's just they're nervous or shy, or that it just doesn't make sense to them. So, mate, it's tough. But the great thing, I get inspiration from seeing you, mate, because every time I throw a challenge out to you, I see you just gulp it back. You take a little swallow, and I'm going to do this. Yep. That's what life's all about. It's about having a go, doing your best, and then you learn from it, and you pick yourself up again and go again. And, mate, you do a great job of that.
I tell you now, Benny, you really inspired me on that 24-hour bike ride, mate. You were up there from 9 o'clock Thursday morning to 9 o'clock Friday morning, mate. That was emotional.
It was an incredible experience. It was so good to be able to do something that brought the Gold Coast together to help a family in very, very tough times. Obviously, Beck had brain cancer, stage 4. She has 2 beautiful kids and a husband. She's only very, very young. And unfortunately, if you haven't heard the news, but unfortunately last night she lost her battle. So she's, it was just great to see the Gold Coast come together to help the family and be a part of that. But yeah, it's just incredible to see that a lot of people can do a lot of good in this world.
And I tell you now, that was a perfect morning, mate. That was perfect. The songs are on. The bikes are cranking. Everybody was there. The GC locals came out in force just for that situation.
Well, I want to ask you about your situation that you helped me out with this charity. We ended up raising $190,000. But when the money really started coming in, it was early in the morning when we're doing extremely tough. I was hurting. My bits downstairs were swollen. My legs were sore. I couldn't eat anymore. I was vomiting up. I was really struggling. And you came on and did some voices for us, some voiceovers, and then also on top of that, you ended up singing a Michael Jackson song and dancing for us. And from that point onwards, things just changed. The donations kept flying in, the morale picked up, and mate, you really helped me, mate. How did that feel for you being there in front of, there would have been hundreds of people there at Pack Fair watching you in the big crowd. Did you enjoy it? Were you nervous?
Oh, mate, I enjoyed the whole thing, really. Just being up there in front of the crowd, just Pack Fair crowd. That was awesome.
But what at the start though? Do you get nervous when you first get up there thinking, oh, I hope I don't stuff this up? Will I remember the words? Will I get my moves right? Or you just think, stuff it, I'm just going to nail this?
I always nail the Michael Jackson dance moves, so I'm always practicing in my room 24/7, so yeah.
Oh, well, you just answered then, is it? It's practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you got to nail things, it's you got to practice first. It's what you do when you practice, prepares you for when that time comes. And mate, you had your time in front of the crowd. You helped raise a lot of money for a family in need and boost a lot of morale. And mate, I've got to thank you for that.
Oh, all good, mate. And the first time I came into CFM, you guys are just so nice to me. It was just so perfect just to have friends. But CFM, you guys are like family to me now, and I've known you for years, man.
Yeah, that's it. And the thing is, Joe, like realistically, you have autism, right?
Yeah.
I've got plenty of things with me that's different than other people as well. But the great thing is we both put our pants on the same way. We both go to the toilet the same way. We both get up and clean our teeth the same way. And we care about each other. It's all about respecting one another. And realistically, I need tools to help me with certain things in my life that I struggle with. And you need certain tools in your life that you need help with that I might find easy and you find hard and vice versa. So once you realise that, and man, the best thing in life is just be kind to one another. You be kind to one another. Like, it makes you feel good as well. And I'm glad that we've got a great friendship, Joe, because over the years, I think it just continually grows. I'm still learning a lot from you, which is great. And it's been a great journey.
Mate, when I saw you playing for the Broncos, the Cowboys, oh, mate, in State of Origin, I was so proud of you, mate. When you had that jersey on, running, tackling the other people, that was just tackling the guys and just seeing them fall down. That was the fun part.
No, it's pretty incredible. I've got to pinch myself because as a young boy, I didn't think I'd ever make it as a footy player. I honestly didn't think I was ever going to be good enough. But there was a moment in my career as a young boy where I was really struggling, where I made the Broncos elite squad. Wayne Bennett took it. And there's a lot of young boys there, very talented. There's Sam Thaiday, there was Brett Seymour, there was Neville Costigan was there, all the young kids. There's about 6 of them went on to play first grade. And Wayne Bennett came to the first thing he said to the group when we got there, we were all dressed in our Broncos kit, was, out of all you kids here, only one of you is going to make the NRL. So I felt like, oh, that one's not going to be me. Because when we started doing all the testings, the sprints, the skills, the agility, all these things, I was at the back end, I was struggling. I wasn't as good as these other kids. And I wanted to give up and I wanted to quit because I thought, realistically, this is my dream finished. But there came a point, the second last night we were in camp, I remember Wayne Bennett spoke to the whole group and he said a lot of things, but one thing really stood out to me, Joey. He said, boys, there's no one better than you, but you're no better than anyone else. And he goes, I'll repeat it. And I always know when someone repeats something, it's very, very important. Because I know when my parents repeat something, I'm either in trouble, I'm about to get a hiding, or I'm just going to, I need to listen. And he said it again, there's no one better than you, but you're no better than anyone else. So I went back to my dorm that night, I was in my bunk and I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about it. And I had a light bulb moment. I realised that in life, there is no one better than me. I can be better than anyone, but everyone else has the exact same opportunity. What are you willing to do? Am I willing to work harder than the other boys out there? They might be more talented than me at certain things. I might have to do 3 times the amount of training in weights than what they do. But I might have to do half the training in sprints because I might be better than them at that. So if I want something in life, I know the only person stopping me is me. And everyone else, and it makes you respect other people too, realising that you're no better than anyone else. Everyone else is just as important as you are. And so are you. But you have the opportunity. So anything stopping you being better than anyone else is yourself. So from that point on in my career, I realised I could be better than anyone else if I'm willing to work harder and do more than them and continue to learn. So that was a moment which really helped me. So then I went on to play Origin. I played for Australia, and I was a kid that realistically I couldn't even make a Gold Coast rep team as a kid. So it's been a pretty cool journey, and 12 years in the NRL and some great stories.
Now, mate, when I listen to CFM early in the morning, I want to know, how did they come up with the name the Polar Bear?
Oh, the Polar Bear, I think it came from Rabs Warren, Rabs, the commentator from Channel 9. I think because I'm a big guy, I was a lot bigger than what I am now. I had blonde hair and I was pretty fat. So fat, blonde hair, white hair, what animal looks like that? A polar bear. So yeah. So I think that's how it first started originally. The Polar Bear was from Channel 9, and it just sort of stuck from there.
Yeah, now we hear you have 2 amazing, and I mean amazing hosts to work with on CFM, Heather Maltman and Dan Anstey.
Did you have a crush on Heather? It seems like whenever you come into studio, you don't really want to talk to me. You want to talk to Maltz. What's the go there, mate? Have you got a little soft spot for Maltz?
Maybe, but we can't really say that, mate.
Oh, what the other girls don't know about Maltz? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other girls? I don't know what you're talking about. I know nothing.
I know, okay, yep. Okay, yep, perfect, Joe.
Let's get into it, shall we, Ben?
Let's do it.
Name all your kids' birthdays.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm not the smartest cookie, but this is something I should be able to get. My oldest Kai, His birthday is the 3rd of the 11th, 2005. Then it goes Ella, the 24th of the 7th, 07. Then it's Mia, the 23rd of the 9th, 09. Then it goes Brax, the 22nd of June, 2011. And then it goes Ava, the 22nd of May, 2013. Oh, mate, you really tested me here. Then it goes Channing, who we honestly thought was our last one. It was really easy to remember his one because June 30, that tax cut-off financial year, so that's why I remember that, June 30. That one was 2015. So just before we won the grand final with the Cowboys too. And then my littlest baby now, Koa, little surprise, the 23rd of the 3rd this year. So there's all the birthdays. I think I nailed it.
Mate, now, who introduced you to NRL then?
My older brothers, actually. So I've got 6 older brothers, and I wanted to be just like them. So my older brothers were playing footy, and then we'd play in the backyard always, and then we'd pair up. So I'd be on some of my older brothers' team, and then against my other brothers, and we'd just go hard at it. We'd love it. We'd watch the footy on the TV. So I just wanted to be like my brothers, and I thought they were tough. And then when I saw the heroes, my heroes on TV play, I was like, I want to be like them too now. But it's definitely because my older brothers were playing it as well.
Now that's amazing. I tell you guys now, you have the nicest front desk lady. She is so nice, and when you have such a person like that, that just comes on as a whole new thing.
And that's exactly right. It's very important for a business or whoever the first person people sees leaves an impression on everyone. And Sam does a fantastic job at our front desk. She's amazing. And by the way, she's single too, Joe. Hey.
All right. Do you have a personal connection to 4 ASD kids?
I do have a personal connection, and this is something very close to my heart for ASD kids and the whole autism spectrum and helping kids with autism, because I've got 3 kids now diagnosed on the ASD spectrum, and I'm constantly learning, and there still needs so much more help with early intervention and helping these young kids, give them the tools to be able to cope with situations in their life. They're very, very smart kids. They just need to have the right tools to be able to get that, the way they want to communicate out, to be able to understand what's going on out there as well. And the 4SD Kids charity, it's so great because so many families, when I was doing it extremely tough, I was lucky I had a very good job. I was in the NRL earning good money. It cost me over $50,000 the first year in therapy, different sensory needs stuff, going to all the different counsellors, everything. Like, it was just constant to try and give my son at the time everything he needed to be able to go to a normal school and to be able to live a normal lifestyle. And a lot of families can't afford that. 4SD Kids make it available so families like this that can't afford that every kid deserves an opportunity to be able to learn and grow and to be contributing citizens in society. And 4SD Kids really helps pave the way for families to be able to give their kids that opportunity to be able to do what they need to do and contribute, not just live their lives, but to contribute back in society and live a happy, functioning life. And we got to go over to Germany and did an Ironman, and we aired on Channel 10, and it was called Maxing Out, after Matty Rogers and Chloe Maxwell's son, Max, who has autism.
Yep.
And we did a full distance Ironman, so 3.8 kilometre swim, 180 kilometre ride, and then a marathon. And to be able to do that for 4SD Kids and show not only my kids, but other kids out there and other people that you can do something bigger than yourself, something greater than yourself. As long as you have the tools and people around you helping you, can achieve the impossible. And that's, to a lot of these kids with autism, I'm sure at one time you thought some things in life was impossible, but then you've been able to learn and grow, and now those impossible things are possible now for you, Joe. Yeah. I can see that in your life. And that's what we want for these young kids, and 4SD Kids do a great job at that.
Yeah, well, now when Maxing Out first started on TV, I was down at my Uncle Darren's place when the first season came out, and watching you on the TV was inspiring. And I mean, it was inspiring just watching you swim, and then the story about going to Roth, that was just amazing. And watching you through the crowds and seeing you compete at the last end, and I saw Ash Bradnam getting helped out at the very end, so that was pretty inspiring. There was Rob and his friend helping him out, so yeah.
Mate, it was an incredible experience, and this is the great thing about this race. Took me 11 hours 50 minutes, and I tore my calf 10 days before it, so I wasn't supposed to do it. The doctor said I can't do it, I shouldn't do it, but this 4SD kids, autism means a lot to me, and it was a great situation because now when I tore my calf before this race, felt like I was put in the same situation as my kids who are on the ASD spectrum. They feel like things in life is impossible. They're being told that they can't, shouldn't, don't fit in, not like they shouldn't be doing these sort of things. Well, that's what the doctors told me. You can't, you shouldn't, there's no way you're going to finish. But in my head, I was like, this is a great opportunity to know put myself in a situation where I'm going to hurt more than I've ever hurt in my life. My mind's going to tell me, no, you can't stop, don't do it. But this is a chance for me to show my kids that anything is possible, and made me sort of realize what they're going through in life at the same time as well. And it drove me that there was no way I wasn't going to finish. And I did 11 hours 50. Chloe Maxwell did it as well, Maddie's wife. She did a fantastic time as well. And Ash Bradnam, realistically, with the way how he was feeling when he got off the bike, with a 42-kilometre run to go and his back was gone, to be able to find a way across that finish line, because this meant so much to him as well, seeing his journey along the way and seeing how much this charity and this documentary we did would make a difference to kids with autism.
Yeah, now when you were at the 24-hour bike ride and when your kids said they loved you, that put a tear in my eye, mate. That absolutely put a tear in my eye.
And for you, it did for me too. Like as a parent, there's nothing better than knowing that your kids are proud of you and they love you. And I was definitely hurting a lot. And we're doing something for someone who was going to lose their mum and unfortunately just lost their mum now. And to know that, I felt sort of mixed emotions because I felt so blessed that I've got such an amazing family and that they love me. But at the same time, poor Beck, who had stage 4 brain cancer, was dying and she was leaving behind kids, and it made me think of her and that she's not going to be able to hear her kids saying that they love her now. So it was a really touching moment, but a special one to know that we're doing something great, and as a parent, it's pretty cool and a great feeling when your kids say that they're proud of you and they love you.
Now, mate, are you looking forward to the next 4 ASD kids ride, the 160-kilometre? I mean,
I'm glad you brought this up, Joey, because I couldn't believe you did it. Like, realistically, you didn't get to do that much training before this ride. You don't really ride that much, do you?
No.
And you did the full 140 kilometres, and you smiled, you were chatting, you were singing the whole way. Like, I'd love to know, like, I was hurting and I was training to go over to Germany in 10 days. So I was as fit as I possibly could be and I was hurting. But how were you feeling? Because you were chatting, smiling. I'm like, you're looking like you're in better nick than me. Or was that just your way of helping other people by being positive?
Well, I only had 3 days training for this race.
That's not fair. I hate you right now. That's not fair, mate. I had to train my ring out and I couldn't even no way I could do that in 3 days.
Mate, we only just signed up to it prior for it, so I only had 3 days training at one of the lakes near my house, Emerald Lakes. Me and Dad got up early in the morning about 4 o'clock and we trained and then we went to the cafe to get a hot chocolate because it was really cold in the morning.
Can you tell me why did you do that ride? Like, you decided in 3 days you're going to do this ride. Why was the 4SD Kids 140k bike ride so important to you?
Well, having autism, for me, I just wanted to show that having autism, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Well said, Jay. Well said.
So now we got another question for you. George Burgess from the Radiohost just scored a movie role. Would you like to transition into acting, Benny?
Oh, I never thought about it, but I'd give it a crack. I'm someone that gives anything a go in life. Like, honestly, I'm dyslexic, so I struggle to read and write, and I struggle with it. I never ever public spoke in my life, ever. I was so petrified of it. I didn't even talk to girls until high school because I was so scared of girls and just communicating and felt like I wasn't good enough to do that sort of stuff. So footy taught me a lot of stuff, and now I just realised if you want something, you've got to just give it a go. Pick it up and do your best. And now I'm talking on radio. I've got a radio show now that I'm on. I do that 6 to 9 every morning, and like, I never thought I could possibly do this, so why not? If someone offered me a role to do something, I'd give it a crack. It'd be a bit of fun.
Mate, now when I'm on the bus on Wednesday mornings or Thursdays, I'm in the truck early morning with Dad, put the radio on, and I hear your voice, and I'm like, that is my brother Benny. That's the legend Ben Hannett talking.
It's sort of weird, isn't it, hearing your voice on the radio? I remember the first time I was on the radio, my kids were pretty excited the first time, but when I'm actually doing it on radio, I actually don't feel like I'm talking to thousands of people. I actually feel like I'm just talking to a group of mates. Like I've got the 3 people in the studio with me, Dan and Heather, but then it feels like you're just in a circle, like at the footy, after a footy game or after a weekend, you're sitting down and you're telling a story or a yarn about something that's going on, and everyone contributes in it and joins the conversation. So that's what radio is all about, and that's what I love about it. It's just bringing people in to your conversation, and it's just like I just continually, it's like adding more friends to your group.
Now, you and I are both passionate about bicycle riding, running, and we know your family is fit because you've got guys on the motorbikes and the go-karts. And the kids always, when I come around, I always see the kids on the bikes, all that. So I'm asking, do you guys do healthy stuff together, like running or cycling or?
Yeah, we literally did park runs. So a 5K run just the other day, the whole family were all doing that together. It was fantastic. But we try and keep our kids outside and active because that's the way I grew up. I grew up outside playing all the time. So you don't need iPads, you don't need TVs, you don't need these things. The most important skills in life is learning how to work hard and learning how to communicate. If you could do those 2 things, so communication with other people, not just on a phone or an iPad or a computer, like face-to-face communication, to be able to build relationships. And if you're willing to work hard, if you know how to work hard, then you can do anything in life.
Of course. I'm always working hard at CFM.
You are, mate. We're going to start paying you soon, won't we?
Yeah. And I mean, I work hard at Hungry Jack's as well.
Yeah, how come I don't get a special card, Lord? Do I get a free Whopper burger or something? No?
Well, we'll see about that, Benny, in a couple of years' time.
Beautiful. I'll hold you to that one.
Now, the viewers wanted to ask you, what sort of chocolate bar do you like?
Cherry ripe. Boom. There it is.
Oh, you heard it, cherry ripe. Does anyone call you Benjamin?
Only when I'm in trouble, and that's my mother. I know I'm in real trouble if she calls me Benjamin.
Now, one of our viewers, Russell Crowe, would like to ask you, would you like to have played for the Rabbitohs? Yes or no?
Oh, my father-in-law would love me to play for the Rabbitohs because the Rabbitohs are his favourite team. His great uncle captained them to 5 premierships, so he's obsessed with them. But that just makes me hate them even more. So I'm going to say no. I don't want to play for your stinking bunnies, Rusty. All right. I'm happy to play for the Queensland teams.
Yeah, well, we know you have to rush off, so I just wanted to say thank you for coming into the studio, Ben, and giving us a good chat and telling us about your life and kids and...
Mate, Joey, thanks for having me, mate. Round 2, done and dusted. Hope you enjoy it, guys. Make sure you subscribe and check out this man, Joey, because he's a champion bloke and a lot of big things in the future, mate. So all the best.
Thanks for coming, mate. Good to see you. Always good to see you. All right, guys, bye. Answer the question, shall we?